Hello YouTube, this is shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I'm of course joined by my fellow internet reviewer and douchebag extraordinaire. Yeah, I said it. Joe. Say hi, Joe. He's a douchebag. Sorry for the lack of updates. My diverticulitis was acting up again, making it very hard for me to do anything other than go to the bathroom a lot. But now that that's cleared up, I'm back to do some reviews. And it's Monday night. You know what that means? Time for some Raw. It's the go-home show before the big pay-per-view of Night of Champions. How will things play out? I got my notes. Let's get started. Alberto is in the ring, obviously pissed off for some reason, because apparently he's tired of dealing with Cena the Super Dick. And he pretty much goes on a rant about how he hates being in Canada. That's right, they're in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. That's right, Bizarro Land. Bret Hart comes to the ring to a huge pop that can only be expected out of Canada's favorite son, next to Wayne Gretzky. And he says that Alberto doesn't look or act like a champion. Alberto counters by saying that Bret Hart looks like a hobo, or bum, and he looks like those illegal Canadians that he hires to clean his house. I gotta admit, that was pretty damn funny, illegal Canadians, yeah. John Cena comes out, talking about how Del Rio has been ducking him for the past month. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. Alberto decides to says, I want to give the people what they want. You, John Cena, versus Ricardo Rodriguez. Ricardo is, of course, not happy about this. So Cena decides to give the fans what they want. So he suggests Alberto versus Bret Hart. So let me get this straight, Cena. You've been bitching and whining and railing against Alberto because he wouldn't face you like a man, and you didn't have him in the same ring together. So now that you have him in the same ring together, what is your first thought? Throw a crippled man at him. Everyone knows that Bret Hart is incapable of performing anymore because the guy had a fucking stroke a couple of years ago. He can't really perform all that well. He can't take any kind of serious bumps without dying. So Cena, you're gonna throw that at the world champion, El Patron? Cena, you're a dick! Honestly! What the fuck is up with you, man? You've just been a dick lately. God! Thankfully, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Johnny Laurinaitis, or Johnny Ace to everyone in the know, comes out and makes it a special tag team match. Alberto and Ricardo Rodriguez versus Cena and Bret Hart. Didn't care for this opening. It just didn't care for it. Not that I hate Alberto, I love the guy, but it just fell flat to me. Anyway, next match, tag team match. First matchup, Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler versus John Morrison and Alex Riley. The storyline between Dolph and Swagger continues that Swagger wants to be represented by Vicky Guerrero, while Dolph doesn't want him to be anywhere near Vicky. This was a decent enough match, nothing really to write home about. I will say that Alex Riley is getting better slightly in the ring. His moves are a little bit more fluid, and he's even got a new finisher. Sort of a reverse Death Valley driver. You do have to see it. But anyway, there's some miscommunication between Swagger and Dolph. A-Rye hits his new finisher. He pins him. Dolph is in a position to help Swagger, but he just slides out and doesn't help him. 1, 2, 3. Alex Riley and John Morrison win. Like I said, somewhat okay match. Next up, we get a backstage segment with the Awesome Truth. And they decide to take it on the road as they begin talking about how Triple H has failed as COO and how he pretty much doesn't deserve to be and how they pretty much hope Punk beats him this Sunday. R-Truth says that Triple H is actually doing a good job. Ninja, please. Yeah, he actually said that. But yeah, Awesome Truth was being awesome. So this segues into our next match: Kofi versus The Miz. This was a very entertaining matchup, but very botch heavy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the cold weather up north. I don't know, but it was very botch heavy, which is surprising from both Miz and Kofi. I don't know what the problem is, but it was still an enjoyable match. Miz wins clean. Next up, Joe Perfect and David Otunga versus Jerry the King Lawler and his mystery partner. And someone backstage gave the bright idea of giving Joe Perfect a microphone. Say, hide the children, cover your ears, do whatever you need to do, just do something. Basically, Perfect goes on about how I'm the son of Mr. Perfect, and but King counters like, I knew your father, and you're no Mr. Perfect. So Jerry announces his tag partner, which is the Great White, Sheamus. So yeah, Perfect and Otunga get squashed. I would be bad. I would say something bad about it, but unfortunately, someone remarked us on the CVR forum stating that Jerry the King Lawler burying the two of them is as bad as Cole burying Danielson. I will retort with this and say that while Cole buries Danielson, or D-Bry as Booker T calls him, he buries him for completely unrelated matters outside of his ring skills. He buries him because he's the fact that he's a vegan, he doesn't own a TV, he calls him a dweek, a dork, an internet darling, reasons that don't matter. King actually has a point. As a tag team, Otunga and Perfect are bland. They have no personality, no character, nothing. They're just cookie cutter. And Otunga isn't even really that great of a wrestler. Perfect might be a little bit, but that's not really enough to help him as a team. Next up, the dreaded match: Cena and Hart versus Ricardo Rodriguez and Alberto Del Rio. This was a pointless match, and Cena is being a racist dick. When Ricardo got in the ring, he took off his shirt, which happened to be red, and started playing El Matador with him. I didn't like it when Jeff Jarrett used stereotypes as a gimmick, or racial stereotypes as a gimmick, and I'm not liking it with you, Cena. You know better. You can do better than this. Ricardo Rodriguez stands no chance against you. Why would you dick him out like that? Although the bright spot is when he finally threw the shirt in the audience, the fans were chanting, "Throw it back! Throw it back!" So basically, Alberto Del Rio leaves Ricardo to the Wolves. Cena beats him down. Then he tags in Bret, who sloshes his way into the ring, puts in the sharpshooter. Pointless end to a pointless match. And speaking of pointless matches, we have Kelly versus Vicky Guerrero, which stemmed from a backstage segment where Vicky called Kelly a useless, blonde, beach blonde bitch. She actually said bimbo, but I think bitch sounds better. Anyway, pointless match. Kelly, of course, wins, looking no stronger than she already doesn't. Beth Phoenix jumps into the ring, but Kelly wisely gets out of the ring because she knows she stands no chance. Next up, Mark Henry cuts a hella great promo, probably the best in his career. And I'm really buying him as his monster here. I love Mark Henry now. Next match, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes, champion versus champion rematch. This wasn't as good as their match they had on SmackDown, but the implications and the psychology were excellent because Mark Henry came out and just started edging his way towards the ring. He just was a presence that was distracting Randy. He kept jumping out of the ring to confront him, but it was distracting him for the entirety of the match, which pretty much did anything to help Cody Rhodes. At one point, Randy is going for the RKO, but Mark Henry appears on the apron. This is enough to distract both Randy and the referee, and enough for Cody Rhodes to slip off his mask, pop Randy in the face for one, and 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton, or Cody Rhodes beats Randy Orton. I can't believe it, and I'm happy. Then Mark Henry lays him out with a steel chair. Yeah, I'm not seeing any way that Randy is walking away clean out of this. I'm just not seeing it. Mark Henry is being booked way too strong right now for Randy to beat him. There's that. Anyway, moving on. Final segment. Triple H and CM Punk have a face-to-face confrontation. Once again, this was an excellent segment done by both of them. Both of them brought up very valid points, as Punk pertains that Triple H and Vince were pushing only the big bodybuilder types, while Triple H listed off people who weren't bodybuilder types. Among them, Mick Foley, who, well, let's just say he won't be appearing on any covers of GQ anytime soon. The promo gets progressively more heated and heated and heated to the point where Punk started calling out their real names and saying that this Sunday is going to be ass-kicking galore. Then Punk's mic gets cut off. Trips gives him his mic. That one gets cut off. Both Triple H and Punk are visibly upset by this. Triple H asks for another mic, asking what the hell's going on. He says and goes to hand him the mic. Punk takes the mic, pops him one in the head, and he gives him a small "suck it," and we end with that. And that's Raw. My thoughts. I know it was a build-up show, but damn it, this was a sucky build-up show. The matches weren't all that great. Some of the promos were completely unnecessary. Cena was acting like a total and complete dick tonight, making me root for ADR even more. The only bright spots were the things that involved Mark Henry and Randy Orton, which were great psychology, and the final segment between Triple H and Punk. But other than that, that's not enough to save this Raw. This Raw sucked. Hard. Yeah. But anyway, that's Raw. Tune in this Thursday when I review TNA Impact. The Bound for Glory series has come to an end. Who is the winner, and who will be going on to face the Impact World Champion? Just tune in and see. But until then, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe, saying good night and wrestle on.